Alright, so this is the social studies notes for this week, and I've already went ahead and cut and pasted mine. I've got my title pasted, I've got the chart pasted, so you should have a sheet that looks like this and be ready to cut and paste that. You can go ahead and pause the video while you do that, and then start replaying it when you're ready for the notes. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill these notes in. So we're talking now about the Native Americans of the Southwest. So before we did the early North American civilizations, we talked about the Anasazi, the Inuit, and the Mound Builders. Today we're moving on to the Pueblo and the Navajo. Alright, so the Pueblo, where and when, they put those two together this time. The Pueblo lived in the same region as the Navajo. So this group over here, they lived in the same area. They lived in that Four Corners area, where these four states meet at this corner, hundreds of years after the Anasazi. So the Anasazi lived, remember that group from last week? They lived in this same region, but they lived there hundreds of years before the Pueblo. The Pueblo were separated into separate tribes, and so one of those tribes is the Hopi, and the other is the Zuni. The main area they lived at was right in here. Alright, the Navajo, 1400s AD, and also in the Four Corners area of what is now the United States. Alright, and we just have one tribe name for the Navajo, and that's the Navajo. And according to the map I have here, the main area they were concentrated in is right in here. Now they lived all around in that region, but they were mainly concentrated here. Buildings and homes. The Pueblo used adobe. Which was, of course, made from clay. We learned that in our videos. The first floor had no doors or windows. People had to climb out of it with a ladder, which we also learned in our Edpuzzle videos. In contrast, the Navajo, we learned this as well, theirs were called hogans. Their homes. And they were domed shaped. Domed. That's a dome. Dome shaped. Homes for one family. I don't know why it says made of logs. So let's just get rid of that made of logs. Covered with mud or sod. With a smoke hole in the roof. Sod is like grass. Food. And again, if you need to pause this, if I'm going too fast, you can pause it and finish writing and then hit play again. They hunted small desert animals. They gathered desert plants such as prickly pears, and berries. They also farmed several crops. The Navajo used a technique called dry farming to grow crops. some points to make about their religious beliefs. They believed in spirits called Kachinas. They believed that Kachinas showed people how to live and behave, and people would make dolls to teach children about the Kachinas. The Navajo believe in Hazho, which means to live in balance and harmony. They pass knowledge through stories and song. So it's an oral tradition. Things are passed on from generation to generation by storytelling and singing rather than writing down and learning from a book. Other points, the Pueblo used dry farming, like the Navajo, which is when they built tiny dams and canals to direct water to crops. The Navajo are known for silver and turquoise jewelry. That's a Q. Made cloth and blankets and that's an H. It's overlapping my J there. C-L-O-T-H. Cloth and blankets from cotton and wool. Okay, once you have this all filled in, it's cut and pasted, you can put it in the basket at your tables.